Welcome back, everyone. My name is Marcus Aurelius, and I'm here to do a video on this movements. A guide on the sword and shield for the Monster Hunter World Iceborne. And this will be my first video to introduce my channel to you guys. So hopefully you guys will like this video. Anyways, we're gonna for this video. We're gonna go through all of the essential moveset of the sword and shield, and I will essentially dissect this video to three parts. The first one being the basics of Sword and Shield. The second we will go into like the combo of Sword and Shield, where you will just use whatever that is intermediate level of Sword and Shield. And then the third and final one will be we will be going to the more advanced movements of the Sword and Shield, and hopefully you guys will get something new out of this. So yeah, so a little bit of introductions of the Sword and Shield. Sword and Shield is comprises of two types. One being the sword, and the other being the shield. So what's interesting about this weapon is that it deals both sever damage and also it deals blunt damage. What that means that you can actually cut a monster's tail with the sword, and also you can also KO the monster as well by using the shield. However, it's not as efficient uh, as some other weapons like the hammer and heavy bowgun. And even great sword, of course. It's the big daddy weapon. Anyways, so yeah, I mean that's this weapon can pretty much do everything. It's a very versatile weapon. It can do mount damage. It can do cut sever damage, meaning you can cut the tail with it. You can do KO damage. You can do whatever you want to do with it, actually. Anyways, we will go through some of the basic combos. For example, the one of the basic combos is during a unsheath position, if you press I'm using the PC, by the way. If you're pressing using the left click button, you're gonna go to the advancing slash. It is a very good way to initiate, but however it's not it you will tend to not use this as you progress through the video, as you go to a more and more difficult level. Okay, so the first move set here is the advancing slash, and then one of the most basic combo we have is practically just spam left click. So basically, you just hit like I think four times, maybe one, two, three, four, yeah. So basically, you just spam left click. It's gonna do chop, side slash, and also the sword and shield combo, which is kind of okay. As you guys can see, the damage is not that great. Anyways, that is for the left click combo. And what of the right click? So for the right click is basically lateral slash, return stroke, and round slash. However, there is a so once again it's a lateral slash, return stroke, and yeah. Okay, so basically what I did is I just press right click. You can practically just spam right click doing this. Then hold the when you do the back hop, you just charge it, and then it will go. Once it's finished charge, it will just leap to the front. And once if you hit a target, you will send yourself flying. And then you'll have either two options. One is either you left click or you right click. So once again, before I go any more further, the left click combo, it's basically just doing this. Yeah, four hits. And then the right click combo, you essentially just, yeah. So you essentially just do all of that. So yeah, that's basically. that's more or less it for. Oh no, never mind. It's not it yet. So I was saying that after you go for the back hop for the right click combo, you have two options, right? So let's do the right click combo. So if you once you hit something and you launch yourself, you can either press the left click for a jumping slash, where you just use your sword to damage the monster. It this this move will deal sever damage alongside mount damage. So essentially, if you do this enough times, you will get the mount on the monster, unless somebody steals your mount. Then that's a different story. The other option is to basically just press the right click, and you see we're using the falling bash. This part of the uh, combo is that we're using the shield as an attack, and you see it damages twice instead of once for as compared to the oh dear, whoops, not what I want. Okay, so the falling bash versus the I think it's the what's that name again? I can't really remember the name. Oops, my bad. Okay, jumping slash. Okay, so essentially, what the difference between these two, the jumping slash and also the falling bash, is that jumping slash you will do two types of damage. One is either if you hit the tail, it's gonna deal severe damage, and if you hit any part of the body, including the tail, you will deal mount damage. So essentially, with if you do enough times of the jumping slash, you will mount the monster. Unless, of course, it is being mounted like two or three times, you're gonna have to do way more than just the few slashes, jumping slash. And then for falling bash, which is this one, use you follow up using the shield. This one, you essentially, if you hit the hit, it's gonna deal KO damage. But the problem with this is that this monster here is a this monster here is a stationary monster. So for I'm not gonna say low rank and high rank because those are really easy. For master rank monsters, they will move a lot. So essentially, you will tend to miss a lot of your falling bash or jumping slash. You're gonna miss a lot, a whole lot, and which is why this is only the basic combo. And as you progress through this video, you should be able to know which combo is the perfect for you. And then yeah, well, that's basically most of it. That's all the basic combos that you have. Oh, and of course there's this basic combo where you use the clutch claw, you clutch onto the monsters, you do the weapon attack. And also, since this is a light weapon, it will drop the slinger ammo if you do the clutch claw attack. So yeah, essentially another weapon attack on the clutch claw, you will tenderize the monster. And as you can see, this part is already tenderized as compared to the right side of it. So yeah, so if I hit you, you will see the damage indicator. It has like 4 arrows to the damage numbers, meaning this means that you're hitting the tenderized parts. As compared to when I hit the other side, it doesn't have that 4 arrows to it. So yeah, that's basically most of it. So we're just gonna go through the other move sets real quick. So I'm just gonna smack this monster to the other side, so that just so that you guys can see. I'm not sure if that's gonna push it. Okay, looks like it's gonna push it back. Anyways, so from an unshift position, if you found a wall, something like this one, the mushroom wall, or I think it's only the mushroom wall. I don't know. You guys can comment down below on what types of wall you can go through. You can use this one on. What you want to do is that you're gonna want to do the advancing slash. This one. So if you're unsheath, you can just go directly into it by using the left click. And if you're if you sheath your weapon, meaning if you sheath your weapon, you can go directly into the advancing slash by clicking the left button. Oops. And also, oh yeah, that's my mistake right there. So if you want to go to the advancing slash by a sheath position, meaning you sheath your weapon, you're gonna have to input a direction alongside left click for you to be able to do the advancing slash. It's not as complicated, so that's why I put this as a basic. So yeah. So what we're gonna do is, so if you're unsheath, basically you don't have to input any direction at all. You just have to press both left click and right click. Yeah. So you can basically just spam this all day. Oh, and of course you can go directly into the roundhouse, and then you can go to the back step. So it is a very versatile weapon. So back to the question at hand. So why do I want to do this? So basically, if you're facing a wall like this one here, uh, if you do an advancing slash here, it's gonna do this. It's gonna do the helm breaker. It's a little bit different than the longsword counterpart, where you just hit the monster and then you do this anime attack, weapon attack. It's a little bit different from for the sword and shield. Oops, why did I do that? But I can't get this thing over here. So yeah, it's a little bit hard for me. But I'm gonna try to see if I can maybe just push it a little bit further. Let me just try to. Let me just push it here so that it's a little bit further, and then I can just. Okay, never mind. So it does reset. That's not good. Anyways, but yeah, that is also a very fancy move, if you can get it right. Come on, don't stay there. Oh well. Well, it's a little bit hard for me to. It's a little bit hard for me to demonstrate just how much damage you can deal with that. But essentially, this is not the efficient method of attacking a monster. But yeah, if you do find the chance to do it, you can do it as well. I'm not saying you shouldn't do it. Everybody has different playstyles, so yeah. I mean, yeah, that concludes for the basic combos for sword and shield. And yeah, one more thing to note that this weapon, it does both raw damage and also elemental damage. So basically, it does both. But as of now, as of the recording of this video, the raw side of this weapon severely outdamaged the elemental side, unless Master Rank Koltorov is gonna change the meta quite a bit. That's basically all to it. Okay, that aside, well, with that aside, we're gonna go move to the intermediate intermediate level of the combo. Okay, so for the intermediate uh, level of the combo, the first one is the Unga Bunga, which is the one that I showed you, the falling bash. Oh no, not this one. The falling bash. Oh, okay. Maybe I should cover this in the in the basic 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 moveset. Whoops. Anyways, so for the Unga Bunga is the falling bash. Once you do this, you do the falling bash, and then you can just go back to backstab, and then just basically just rinse repeat. Provided the monster stays in one place, you can do this indefinitely until the monster is dead. And also do mind that this does deals KO damage. So yeah, so once you get this going, you essentially do not stop attacking the monster unless the monster somehow smack you. Yeah, that's basically most of it for the Onga Bunga. It's not very difficult. You just have to hit the monster with when you scaling slash. Yeah. No, sorry, I don't think it's the scaling slash. Let me see. Nope, wrong one. Oh, okay, the charge slash. So essentially, if you hit, you just need to make sure that you hit the monster with the charge slash. Yeah, that's basically it. So how we're able to do the Onga Bunga is you once you go to the back hop, you hold down. If you hit the charge slash, and then you falling bash, right after this, you just have to do the backstab again by holding back and right click. Yeah, you'll be able to do this after the falling bash. Once that is done, and notice how I change direction after each falling bash. You can essentially uh, turn your direction a little bit, following like what the monster is. Like for example, if I'm facing here, I'm not sure if I'm able to pull it off. If I'm facing here, oh, okay, maybe not. Maybe a little bit too far. But yeah, you can actually hit the see? You can actually change the direction pretty easily. See how I just changed from the left side to the right side and then back to the front of the monster. Yeah, you can actually change the direction by quite a bit, but I wouldn't say it's too combo breaking. But yeah, that's basically what the sword and shield is. It's very versatile. Versatile. Hmm. Maybe I butchered that phrase. Anyways, so yeah, that's pretty much for the Onga Bunga. It's not very difficult. The difficult side is to get your charge slash to hit, and also the monster to not move as much. Yeah, so that's basically it for the next one for the Onga Bunga. So next one we'll have the Slinger Burst. The Slinger Burst, unlike the normal Slinger, where you just only shoot one. So if you press, I'm not sure what button it is. I think it's yeah. So for the PC, it's essentially the C button. I don't know what you did, what you yeah, aim slinger with weapon drawn, something like that. Notice the yeah, slinger burst aim, the top right of the screen. Whoops. You essentially change your stance. Oh, I'm not weapon yet. You essentially change your stance. This one is the normal one. I'm not sure if you guys can see my character from that, but yeah, see how he's holding the sword close to the body, and if you change it to slinger burst, it's gonna hold even further, meaning that you are in the slinger burst state. So if you use this, it's gonna change the slinger burst to this. Yeah. But probably you're asking me, why is it so little damage? Well, uh, depending on what slinger burst that you are using. So right now I'm using the stone. If I use the yeah, for example, the slinger bomb. For example, this slinger bomb. If I use this one, it's gonna change the slinger pots a little bit. So, for example, Yeah. So as you can see, it's 3 and 105 damage, as opposed to the sword. Sorry, not the sword. The stones. It's only at 39. So yeah. Oh, and one more thing is that if you don't sheath your weapon, you just keep it around. It will automatically save what mode your slinger is on. For example, if I sheath my weapon and then if I want to do a slinger shot, it's gonna go back to the normal one. And if I do change it to the slinger burst, and then if I don't sheath my weapon, the next time that I aim, it will still be the slinger burst, which is very handy. But the problem comes in if I'm right now I'm not sheathing my weapon and I'm able to do this. If I sheath my weapon and I wanted to do that slinger again, it's gonna go back to the normal slinger. So not I don't know why they did that, but yeah, but essentially if they did let you have the slinger burst while you unsheath, it means that the normal slinger burst is the normal slinger shot is not gonna be as much useful as what it currently has right now. So yeah, that's probably one of it. I'm not sure, but yeah, that's pretty much it for slinger burst. Oh, and depending on what ammo type, what slinger pot that you have, uh, it's gonna also change. For example, this piercing pot, if you can see, there's a lot of numbers on the monster right before me. So the slinger pots that you would want to use if you're gonna want to like flinch the monster for every slinger burst, you're gonna want to use the piercing pot, the slinger bomb. I'm not sure if dragon pot I'm not sure if Dragon Pot is gonna like stun the monster or not, but it does applies Elder Seal to the monster, so that's one thing to note. But yeah, I would say save all the more damaging slinger pots like piercing pots, slinger bombs, and dragon pots for your slinger burst, and use the regular pots like stones, uh, the water puddle. Water puddle, the scared nut, and also the red something, the red fruit. So use all of that for like yeeting the monster to the wall, and save all the more powerful pods for slinger burst or maybe something else. I'm not sure. Yeah, that's it for the slinger burst. Now next we have the claw uppercut. So for the claw uppercut, you can basically just get you can only access this thing through the evade. So what you want to do, evade in the direction of the monster. Oops, I messed that up. Evade and do this. So let me do it without the monster. So essentially, what you want to do is you evade and press. Sorry, whoops. Evade and you press if you notice the top right of your screen, it does shows you the weapon. Sorry, the move set, the next button that you want to press in order to get the claw uppercut. So for my case, it's the claw uppercut is either V or X. So once you're done with the evade, essentially you would want to press on V or X, so to do the claw uppercut. So this move, right now, it is buffed. By buff, I mean that. Remember that I did claw uppercut this part of the monster. So what I do is, I essentially just do this, and look, I already did it once. Now I did it twice. Now that it's tenderized, as you can see, as compared to this side. So the buff to this move is that it tenderized the first time if you lands it. So what it does is you can basically just do this, and you can basically instant tenderize the monster, as you can see from this, from the white stuff all over it. So yeah, this is actually a buff to the sword and shield. Instead of you just like do this, whoops, my bad, do this. Oh, looks like it's already tenderized. Whoops! But yeah, this is the light weapon. Essentially, if you do the clutch claw attack once, it's not gonna tenderize the monster. But if you claw uppercut, sorry, if you claw uppercut and you hit the monster and you do a weapon attack, you are gonna tenderize the monster instantly. So that's basically the buff to this claw uppercut for the sword and shield. Except for Safi. Safi is different case because the way Safi works is that no matter what clutch, not what weapon you use, if you just do the claw uppercut, sorry, the clutch claw attack once, it's gonna tenderize the part, which makes sword and shield really really great. If you like clutch claw, sorry, if you claw uppercut Safi, like even once, it's gonna tenderize that specific body part, which makes sword and shield uh, the perfect weapon to tenderize Safi. So yeah, this is where the claw uppercut really comes in. So yeah, so once again, you can access the claw uppercut by evading, and then press V claw uppercut. For me, I'm using the PC. I'm not sure. If I'm not mistaken, for the consoles, I think it's the right trigger after you press evade. Should be the right trigger. Oh, oh yeah, you can only do this while you have your weapon unsheathed. That's a good point. So yeah, that's basically it for the claw uppercut. Next, we will have the perfect rush. Everybody's favorite attack. Sorry, not everybody. I won't say everybody just yet. Uh, Basically, all sword and shield users will favor this combo due to how ridiculous it was buff since the Safi Jiva update. So essentially, what you do with the perfect rush, it is almost similar to the backstab. But instead of you using the right click, you holding down the right click, you essentially want to press the left click, which is this one. So yeah, this is the perfect rush, as you can tell. So basically, what you want to do is after you do your back hop, you immediately want to press left click, and then you have three inputs for you to make. I mean, of course, you can go like, oh dear, you can just spam left click if you don't want to, if you just want to ignore the whole timing thing. But of course, let me just refresh the damage. Let me just do a small demonstration if you don't want to use the if you don't want to input the commands in a timely manner. So essentially, what it's gonna look like is, so we got 1,200 damage on if we don't use the timely corrected inputs. So if we do input that correctly, okay, I'm losing my sharpness. But even after losing my sharpness, it's gonna do a whole lot more damage than you not using the if you are not inputting the correct timing to it. I'm sure there's a lot YouTube videos out there that basically teach you the timing of the perfect rush, but from because right now it's really muscle memory to me. So what you want to do is after the backup, once he leaps forward, you're gonna notice that it was the when the shield kind of goes to the back, it will start to glow. Uh, it will start to glow. That's where the time where you want to like press the button. Where I failed that time. Whoops. I mean, it kind of has a indicator of when you should when you should click. But the problem I had with that one is usually when it starts to glow, I kind of always be one step too late to press the input. So I'm kind of struggling at first when I want to learn the perfect rush. So yeah. So so basically, it's the timing is something like I'm not sure if this will make sense, but for me the timing is something like let me just do this one so that click click click. So the first one is gonna be a little bit longer as compared the timing to it is gonna be a little bit longer than the second one. So let's try this again. Click. Oh, I missed that one. Whoops. Let's try this again. Click, click, and click. So the essentially the second and the third one is gonna be a slightly faster. The first one will take you quite a while. I think the timing on it. What I see people do is they will try to master the first one and the third one because the second one is a little bit tricky to get it right so far from what I see. So we're gonna do this again. So click. Oops. Somehow I messed up there. Whoops. So oh I didn't press the command. Whoops. Let's try this again. Click, click, click. Once again. Click, click, click. I'm not sure how much of that can you absorb, but this one will take you. Well, this combo is the most damaging combo for now. Uh, I suggest if you do want to play the sword and shield, I suggest you take a little bit of time to try and master the perfect rush because the damage difference. I mean you can tell for yourself that the damage difference is too much. 1003. Oh, whoops. Okay, so that's around 1003. If I'm sharpen this and I do the perfect rush, almost 2000, almost. I mean, that's a really big gap right there, around almost 500 damage gap. So if you're not doing this almost every time, you're gonna lose 500 damage per time that you land perfect rush. So I do recommend, of course, it's not a mandatory one, but of course, you can see for yourself the damage. So yeah, take some time to learn the perfect rush because it's gonna be very essential for your damage. Almost all your damage comes from this. Almost. Okay. Yeah. So I think that's basically it for the intermediate level. So we're gonna move on to the advanced. Now, if at this point, if it's gonna take a bit of time for you to master from the things from basic to intermediate, because in the advanced level, it's gonna be even harder because there's a lot more input for you to press in order to make the perfect combo. So what I suggest is you stop the video now before you go further, because and I say I will gonna confuse you with all the inputs that I'm putting in. Yeah, I'm not kidding. But yeah, if you have all of the big basics and the intermediate level combo, you know that like the back of your hand. Please proceed. Okay, so yeah, sure. Now now we're going to the advanced level. Okay, so for the first advanced level move that you want to do is to do a evade, back hop, and perfect rush or unga bunga. Now I'm not talking about roll, back hop, roll, back hop. This I'm not talking about this one. I'm talking about when your weapon is sheathed. Let that sink in, because if you use it while you have your weapon unsheathed, it's gonna be easy. But most of the time, you're gonna sheath the weapon and run around, running from the monster, something like that, right? So what can I do if you do like if you sheath your weapon while you do this? It's gonna go into the advancing slash, which is not something you want. So you will scratch your head. How do I do this while uh, while while my weapon is sheathed? So it's actually very easy. So remember that this weapon has a shield and it can guard. Yeah, this weapon can guard, surprisingly. Anyways, so basically, since this weapon, if you press the R button, or I'm not sure what. Let me think for a while. Not sure if it's the right trigger or the left trigger for the consoles. You're gonna directly unsheath the weapon. So what this does is, what you want to master right now is to, from an unsheath position. Sorry, I got that wrong. From a sheath position, sheath weapon position, meaning you're not holding your weapon. You would want to roll, and after that roll, you have your weapon out, as you can see right here. So essentially, what you do, that I think the indicator already gave it away, is to, before you roll, you just kind of like press guard and then roll. Once again, guard and then roll. Here's one more time. So from a sheath position, you would want to guard and roll. So at the end of the roll, you will have the weapon out ready. Okay. So if you got this down, you basically will do it really fast. So yeah. Oops, I missed that one. I missed that one again. So yeah, basically this is it. Oops. So basically you just want to like press, but you when I say you want to press the guard really fast, I don't mean that you should press it like tap. It's not a tap because it needs to be registered. So if you do, okay, maybe you could tap it, but I'm not really sure, because I sometimes it will not work if you press it too fast because it might not register with them. Oh, you're not. Oh, you're pressing guard. I don't see that. You're not pressing guard. Something like that. The game will tend to screw you over. But yeah, this is a very handy trick because in the advanced level of the combo is basically it. This one. For all of the combos in advanced level is going to require you to do all your combo while your weapon is sheathed. I said it once again. All the combos in the advanced level will require you to do all your combos when your weapon is sheathed. Okay, so this thing right here is gonna be crucial for your combo from this point out. So once again, I'm gonna repeat this again. You guard and roll. Oops, not what I want. You guard and roll. So in a in a in an actual battle, you would once you get this nailed down, it's gonna come out naturally. For me, I'm using the Logitech mouse. I have a three button on the side, so I tend to I just register one of the button inputs to one of those buttons, and right now it's yeah. I mean, I can use it on the keyboard as well, like this. You just press. For me, it's R, or you can just press Control R. It's the same thing. Whoops. Oh, okay. I already removed the control button out of that. Yeah. Notice how the top left it says draw a weapon is either the left click or the R. Yeah, that tends to give it away already. So yeah, that's the first one. So you, what we're gonna do is we're gonna incorporate that together with the back hop and also the perfect rush and unga bunga. So once you got the moves right, you once you got it like sink into your brain that you can just roll and get your weapon out. Essentially, what you do is basically just to press the right click for you to go to the back hop and do either perfect rush or unga bunga. So I'm gonna do it right here. So let's see. See how it's so fast rather than you just do this. It's taking a while, right? By then the monster has already run away or hit you with whatever he has, right? But yeah, okay. So once again, you can go. Basically, the moveset is guard, roll. Oh, right click. Whoops. Okay. So once again, guard. I'm gonna do this slow because I think it won't mess up my timing. Guard, roll, right click. So either the perfect rush or the or the unga bunga. That is up to you. Which is why this weapon is so versatile. Is because of this. There's so many possibilities of combos after each and every one of your moves. So yeah, that's basically the beauty of Sword and Shield. Yep. So after you got this right, oh yeah, you can cancel Perfect Rush by dodging if you don't want to do it anymore. So what we covered just now was whoops. What we covered just now was the roll, back hop, perfect rush, or unga bunga. What if I tell you you can potentially take away one of those moveset and make it like just you go straight into the back hop and do perfect rush unga bunga? Pretty intense, right? How would you do that? I thought you need to roll. Well, as you already noticed, the roll is kind of like the extra stuff there, right? I mean, it literally says right there, draw weapon is left click or R. So yeah, if you do like guard, you already have your weapon drawn. So then how do you go straight into the backup? Well, that's easy. You just guard, back, left, oops, whoops, guard, back, left. Oh, I think you need to do it really fast. So yeah, see, I think it's very fast. I can't really do it slow. Oh, okay, never mind. I could. Okay, so during the moment that you guard and you release, Okay. Okay. It doesn't. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So if you press on R and you do back, yeah. Basically, it's hold R and back right click. Yeah, that's basically it. So yeah, so from an unsheath position, you're gonna want to guard, back right click, and go straight into the perfect rush or the unga bunga. That's up to you. Like, I think by now your mind is like. But yeah, this is one of the advanced moveset of Sword and Shield. I get why people. I really don't understand why some people said that it's a beginner's weapon. Most likely is that this weapon is easy to learn because you can just basically go in and then just spam right click, right click, left click, and it's doing a lot more damage. And oh, perfect rush, something like that. But in order to really master this weapon, it's easy to get into the weapon, but it has a very high ceiling. I would say it's comparable to a longsword, but yeah, it has a very high ceiling. Although it doesn't look like it, but it actually is. Yeah, I mean, this is the one of the two advanced combos that you would want to learn. Because when, like, for example, the monster is down, you don't want to like waste your time doing this. You don't want to waste your time doing this because by the time you do your charge slash, the monster is getting up. You really don't want to do that, right? I think you yourself will know. Oh my god, this is so time consuming. Can we shorten the process a little bit? Well, there you go. You can do this by running up to the monster and back up. Do this, and boom, you got around. I know I messed up the final one, and boom, you got around close to 2,000 damage. Neat, right? Maybe it's not 2,000 damage. Let me try that again. Okay, 1,005. Sorry, because the 2,000 damages include this three attacks, almost 2,000. Yeah, that's. I mean, yeah, it is very good. I mean, 2,000, almost 1,005 damage. I mean, yeah, of course, this is to the training pole. We can't really say much. Like, training pole's damage is a little bit different than normal monsters. I know. Anyways, yeah, that's it for back hop to perfect rush or the unga bunga, and apparently it's gonna more. It's dawn already. Anyways, actually, I probably should do something. Anyways, the next one is we go straight into the slinger burst. By now, I think you already understand how do you go straight into the slinger burst. So what you want to do is guard, roll, aim, change slinger burst, and boom. Now you might be thinking, well, this is easy because I'm doing it very slow. What if I do? Well, what if I do something? What if I do it very fast? So here it is. Oh no! Oh yeah! Right. According to this one, yeah, yeah. You can also go directly into the perfect. Sorry, the claw uppercut by using the guard roll and claw uppercut because since it's a roll anyways. So because you can't really like use the claw uppercut while your weapon is sheathed. So for example, you can't really do that. So what you want to do is just a very cheeky R press. So yeah, that's basically it. So which is why this move here is very. Very nice. So the monster, if you notice that the monster is like spit everywhere, like the monster is very tired or something. It when it spits its saliva everywhere, it's gonna like stay there for a few. You can just like run up to the monster and just do this. It will stagger the monster a little bit, and yeah, very neat, right? I'm not sure how much how much of that will you be able to. Sorry, will you be able to sing in? But it takes time to practice the sword and shield. Okay, so back to the original moveset, the roll slinger burst. What you want to do is basically this. Yeah, you can actually go straight into the slinger burst, but normally you won't want to do. Normally you won't want to do that because the amount of inputs that it requires, it's gonna take a while for you to be able to master that. Plus, Slinger Burst is not really a good. Wait, no. It is a very good initiate your combo, but it's not the most optimum. So yeah, that's basically it. So what you want to do is guard, roll, aim, change, and then just do this. Or, or, or you can just sheath and then just change it and then just do this. That's basically it. Yeah. Okay. So for one thing about the slinger burst. Oops, I don't have a slinger anymore. One more thing about the slinger burst before I move on to the next one. After you do a slinger burst, you can actually go to a perfect rush. See? So meaning that depending on what pods you have, if you have a piercing pod, slinger bomb, or dragon pod, you can actually flinch the monster, and then you deal your big damage. So yeah. So basically, that the whole combo is this. Oops, that's my bad. Yeah, so even I messed it up quite badly. So I don't really like using this combo, but it is an option. Only use this combo if you see like the monster is quite far away, and then you want to close a little bit of distance to initiate your combo. It is a very effective combo, by the way. But since it's required so much input, I don't really recommend you use that one. But yeah, I think I think that's it. Oh, that's it. Well, okay. So I'm gonna end the video right here. Do let me know if you learn something out of this video. Also, I do stream on Twitch. I stream almost every day except Wednesday, um, and I link my Twitch channel at the bottom of this video. Hopefully, you guys will learn something from this. And yeah, I guess I'll see you guys in the next video. And also, do comment on what weapons do you want me to cover next, and I will try to make it as soon as possible. Yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe to this video. Thank you very much, everyone. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.